Taurus. This is your April 2024 messages for the month ahead. For those of you who are new to me, my name is Kelly Lunt, and I'm a personal development mentor. I like to get you everything that you need to hear, see, feel, and know so that you get happy, get the things you want, and enjoy the journey towards getting the things that you want. So without further ado, here is your message. So it looks like your soul level lesson this month. Your soul level lesson this month is all about like emotional contentment, especially while in relationship. You got the 10 of water reversed. So it kind of indicates that there's like this little sliver of a doubt that there's a missing piece in your current relationships. And it might be romantic, it might be with the daughter, it might be with the stepdaughter, it might be with the boss. But it's like this, there's this little sliver of a doubt. Is this the one? Is this as happy as it could get? Maybe if they were doing something else, I would be a little bit happier. Shouldn't I just be a tiny bit happier in this relationship? There's just that sliver of that doubt for your soul of a lesson. And like what's crossing that is the 7 of fire. The 7 of fire upright is when you're like encouraged to stand your ground, is when you're encouraged to, this is what I want. I don't want to settle. I can't budge on this. So this kind of means that it feels like there's this inner conflict within you that it's like no, he does need to do these things. Those are my standards. That's what I want. I need to not back down. But it's also like recognizing that the other person is human too, and that they can't always have their focus on you, right? Like, just an example off the top of my head, I was chatting with a guy at a social gathering, but then my niece came up and ran up to me and said, Aunt Kelly, I had to look down and focus on her for like a good 5 minutes. When I looked back up, he had stepped away, but he had stepped a couple feet away and like, I don't know, he was doing something else. But then he did look to notice I was free and he walked back over. Would you think in that case that it would be okay for him to be mad at me? Like, am I not a priority to you? Just if anybody walks up, you're going to be distracted. Like, if you guys could so clearly see that it's okay for me to put my focus on my younger niece who's 4, and for him to be a grown-up and occupy his time in another way, whether it be patiently wait right next to me, go look at like the bookshelf or whatever he was looking at. If you can see that that's okay, like it is okay that your person is not this like adoring, hyper-focused thing on you. And all that indicates is that there's just a little bit of a fear of, if I like let something slide now, that means the relationship's going to be like doom and gloom the rest of my life. If he doesn't do this now from the beginning, if I didn't set my standards right from the very get-go, it means I'm not going to get what I want in the future. So let's just be aware that that little bit of like, I don't know if that's panic, I don't know if that's paranoia, but just be aware that's playing in your head right now of like, did I like set the frame for the relationship correctly? And it's just all that is, it's the vibration of worry. So I would encourage you to soothe that. It's okay that I feel worried. I've had some previous relationships that didn't turn out so well. And a lot of my lessons in the past were about setting higher standards and expectations in the beginning. So of course I feel worried. I really want this one to work. So far, I really like this guy. It's going pretty cool. I like most of everything that happens between us. So of course I'm worried because I just want that forever lasting relationship. And I really just hope this is the one because I'm tired of going on first dates. I get and understand where I'm coming from. It's like, it's that level of validating, identifying your emotions, validating them, and self-soothing is what I would encourage right now. Wow, it really looks like, because like how this is impacting your like day-to-day life, the human level of like the soul level lesson, right? I always look at the soul level lesson, what's crossing it, and then like the human level lesson, because they go in tangent, right? We have our inner being, which is connected to source, but then we have the human us. So typically when there's a lesson, you need the spiritual side, you need the new epiphany, the new way of looking at something, the new way of being, the new thought. But then you also need the human level side of you to like act in a new way too. You're really like lit up and fired up and want to like take action, and you got the Knight of Fire, so you really want to like take action and really defend like, no, this is the type of relationship that I want, and if you don't want that, like tough cookies. But like just recognize, Taurus, that a lot of this is just coming from fear that the relationship didn't get started on the right dynamic mix-up to end up where you want. And like the biggest thing that I can tell you guys is, as I've been chatting with a lot of like older couples that have been married for 30 plus years, the the most common consistent advice they all give me is, hey, it's good of you to be making this list of like values and what you want, but just be aware that I've had 4 different relationships with my wife. And and he just said, he's like, we've had 4 different relationships. Sometimes it was her and I, hey, we want something else, and we moved through the growth and transition together. Sometimes it was her, hey, look, I don't want to start over, but this just isn't working for me. I need something else. He's like, and it actually surprised me the last time it was me. So we've had 4 different relationships. So just be aware that like you guys are going to grow and evolve together. And it's okay if sometimes if he can't focus on growing and evolving the relationship, if he has kids already from a previous relationship, he might have to focus on that dynamic. Can you be okay that maybe your little sliver of a doubt with that person might get worked out in a month and 2 and 3? Maybe you could jump in and like help soothe over the relationship between him and his kids. How can you get involved in that way? Yeah, because it's just like there's just a little bit of unrest coming from the place of fear of, is this relationship going to be the most happiest ever, everlasting, ever after relationship ever? Because it looks like in the recent past, wow, man, I'm so curious what went on, Taurus. In your recent past, you were just quick to action. And I almost want to say maybe quick to shaming someone else for their behavior when like now you're kind of recognizing that, or what I'll say is that sometimes it's okay to be disappointed in someone's action and feel let down and not bring it up and talk about it right away. It can't, we're not placating, we're not acting like nothing happened, we're not emotional or spiritual bypassing and ignoring the disappointment, but it's knowing that not all conflicts have to be resolved right away. Like the Gottman Institute, they have done nothing but research relationships for, I don't know, a really long time. They've done longitudinal, long-term studies on them. And I think if I'm remembering correctly, it was 69% of disagreements don't get resolved in healthy relationships. Because guys, do you want every single time you see your partner, babe, when you left this morning and only said, hey, love you, babe, and left, and you didn't give me a kiss, I just didn't feel as happy as I could have felt. Like, okay, do you kind of see that, guys? Like, why do you have to talk about it? I can just go, babe, wait, I need my kiss, and then go get your kiss and go, thank you, babe, see you later, right? Or sometimes it'd be like, babe, don't forget I need a kiss before you go tomorrow. Like, do you see like the shorter, kind of quicker ways that you can like sometimes solve your own problem, sometimes say it with, when you did that action, I felt this way. Like, those conversations are good and great, but not every little single time you feel a slightly negative emotion does it need to be like talked about and resolved. Because do you want to be resolving every single little slight and then every single little slight of theirs, and then that's all the time in the relationship? Or do you want to be doing the Easter egg hunt? Or do you want to be going on the road trip? Or do you want to be, so it's more about instead of being like hyper vigilant, did they do the most loving stuff they could do to me today? Is it like 70% or more are you feeling loved and well received and warm? Then you've got a good relationship. Then you have a safe relationship. Can you just like bask and appreciate what it does give you and go, okay, universe, here's some other needs that I have. I would like this, this, and this. See if the universe inspires your primary person to do that for you, or see if you're going to get phone calls from other friends and stuff. Because what I can tell you is right now, because in your current reality right now, you got the Queen of Fire reversed. So it kind of means like, even though you're feeling this like, I need to fix this, we need the relationship to be this way, it's almost as if like you feel like if I don't solve this and don't take action right now, you're going to feel as if you're going to be dimming your light and like quieting the passion in your life. But that's not true, because like all I can say is I want to skip ahead to like what's coming up in the near future. You got the 7 of Earth upright, which is that's the card where like you've tilled the land, you've planted the seeds, you've been watering it, the sproutings are starting to come up. You just got to keep watering it, keep tending to it, and it's going to flourish and grow even more. And like the example that's coming to mind right now, guys, is I know for me that like when I first moved to Chattanooga and I started making all of my friends, it was after I was here for 9 months that I went away for like 3 weeks back home to California. when I came back and I saw him and I felt the, oh my God, I didn't realize how I missed you, how much I missed you. Oh, I didn't realize how excited I'd be to see you. It was that moment where I went, oh my God, these people are important to me. So sometimes it's when you like miss an outing with the person that you're like, oh, I really like that person. So the seeds are well planted. It's almost as if, honestly, guys, using a little bit of John Gray's language right now, it's almost as if you guys did that like super coupling up honeymoon phase, and now you're starting to, okay, we need to, have a little of our own time. There's me, there's you, and there's a we. When you're a honeymoon phase, it's typically like this, but now you're just, and when this happens, it can be, hey, you didn't hug me right before you left. It's like, well, you're not showing me appreciation for like, I was running late and I had to get to work. Screw that. Just like recognize that you're finding your balanced we, where you both get to have your own sense of selves. Okay, in terms of your personal power this month, you got the World card reversed. So there's a lot of lessons in there for you, Taurus. One is recognizing that your needs are always going to be evolving and growing. Two, it's not about now my relationship is perfect and the exact dynamic I want. It's not about that. It's always going to be evolving and growing, okay? And it's also about like, stop striving for that absolute perfection. It's okay that, if your husband stayed out late the night before and came home late, obviously if he's like cheating or he's doing something scandalous, no, that's a no. But like if he just like, his boy came in from out of town after being, backpacking for a year, and they stayed up a little late and he came home and he misses the yoga class with you in the morning, don't come to a conclusion that I guess I'm not a priority for him. I guess like this relationship isn't important to him. It's like, of course I was sad and disappointed, babe. I was looking forward to going to yoga with you, but I get it. Your friend just came back. I hope you guys had a good time. By the way, I made you guys some chicken wings. They're in the fridge for you guys to heat up later. So it's really, this month is really about you like letting go of like not striving for that 100% picture perfect relationship. Because it's just like putting it under the microscope, and it's not going to be fun for you. And you will eventually, what can happen though, if you do say it and, the guy or your other person kind of acquiesced, is that acquiesced? Does kind of just, okay, we could do that. Okay, we could do that. Eventually you would get bored. Eventually you'd be like, oh my God, he's smothering me around me all the time. So just recognize that it's normal to find a balance like this. You guys are there for each other 60, 70, 80% of your needs, and the other 10 to 30%, it's okay if it's other people. In terms of this is outside influences, yeah, it kind of looks like I see why your messages come through this way. Outside influences is that it looks like the primary person that you're in a relationship with right now, your best friend, your lover, it kind of looks like something else is taking their attention right now and their focus right now. Because this is the page of Earth reversed. So there's going to be communication there and joy there, but it looks like it's not going to be as inbound as it was. And like, think about it, guys. Like, anytime you're doing something in the beginning, you do have to focus on it more. When you're learning how to drive a car, you really have to focus on it. 10,000 miles of driving underneath your belt, you're eating a hamburger while talking on the phone while driving. It doesn't take as much focus and energy. So relationships do take more focus and energy to like get off the ground. But then after there, the Gottman Institute, they say it takes about 15 hours a week to maintain a really strong relationship with someone. But if you're used to the 20, 30, 40 in the beginning, the honeymoon phase, and it goes down to 15, like it can feel wobbly, but just don't jump to that. I'm sticking up for myself and this is the type of relationship I want. Like, recognize that there's always going to be ebbs and flows in the amount of connection, the intensity of the connection, the affection and lovey-doveyness of the connection, and that's normal. So don't take it to heart if other people aren't as like communicative and like outreaching and searching for connection as much as they used to be. Because in terms of your hopes or fears for this month, wow, yours is a hope. So you got the Lover card upright. You're really just looking for that everlasting soulmate relationship. I want the love of my life. And guys, I don't know if you've talked to like happy older couples. a lot of them always say, especially the women that I talk to, they're like, oh, I knew he had the best interest of the family and me at heart. So when he ever did something that hurt my feelings or I felt was a slight, I assumed there was a good reason and explanation from it. And sometimes I wouldn't even bring it up, but sometimes it was just always, hey babe, what was going on? Like, hey babe, how was your day? What went on today? Oh, so that's why you forgot to go to the grocery store. All right, I could see why you forgot to go. The women are always coming from this place of like love and like, yeah, he took too much onto his plate. So instead of beating them up for you didn't grab the milk, it was just like oh, so that's why you forgot the milk. I totally get that. I see how much you were trying to love the family by working that hour of overtime. Shoot, we forgot the milk. Well, milk would be so nice to have tomorrow for the kids tomorrow for breakfast. All of that was talking about like what you want, why you want it. And it was all about connecting communication, not you didn't bring home the milk, you're a bad husband. Like, so just know that your relationship doesn't have to be absolutely picture perfect, and it doesn't have to be the thing that brings you the most happiness. I really like how John Gray says it, that is, you should be happy on your own, and your relationship takes you from happy to happier. Because guys, relationships do 100% make you happier. You know, when you're getting hugged, kissed, and cuddles, you're getting a daily reminder that you're loved. You're releasing the love hormone oxytocin. You do feel better when you're getting cuddles and hugs and someone saying, hey, how are you? So it's okay for relationships to help make you happy, but it's not like micro analyzing every action they're taking or not taking to determine if you're happy or not. It's be happy, allow the nice stuff they do for you to take you to happier. In terms of your outcome this month, and yeah, all I can tell you is that whoever it is that you're partnered up with right now, they have something else on their mind or that they're focused on right now, because it just looks like, because you got the Three of Earth reversed, and so when the Three of Earth is upright, that's good communication, good collaboration, good teamwork. So the fact that it's showing up is indicating that it's there. It just looks like it's not to the degree that you want. So it's definitely a month of balancing how much happiness are you gonna like derive from your relationship, and can't, when your partner, it doesn't have 100% focus available for you but only 60-70, how can you occupy that other 34% of your time so you still remain happy, right? I gave you a perfect example of, when I was out at a house party, my niece grabbed my attention. You wouldn't want that guy screaming and yelling at me. So you're just kind of learning that balance right now this month, Taurus. All right, I hope that helped. Give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, give me a question down below. I can come and make another video for you guys. If you guys are ready for some serious personal growth, personal development, if you're ready to become who you really are, check out down below. You can hop on a sales course call to see if this is the program for you.